Welcome to Story Tales. Please like this video and subscribe to Story Tales. I hope you enjoy the story. Let's begin. Aaron Mendez stared at his resignation letter, pen hovering above the signature line. 7 years at Harrison Medical Solutions. Senior accountant. Good benefits. Stable paycheck. He signed it. Claire stood in the kitchen doorway, her eyes bright with something Aaron hadn't seen in months. Hope, maybe. Or relief that he'd finally stopped talking about risk assessment and started believing in her. "You're sure?" she asked. Aaron folded the letter and tucked it into his briefcase. "I'm sure." The medical firm had been good to him. But Claire had been making skincare products in their kitchen for over a year now, staying up past midnight mixing shea butter and essential oils, researching suppliers, sketching label designs on napkins. She quit her nursing job 6 months ago, burning through their savings faster than Aaron could track it. Someone had to keep the lights on. Someone had to handle the business side. That someone was him. Pure Haven is going to work, Claire said. She moved across their small living room and wrapped her arms around him. "I know it will. And you're going to make it happen." Aaron kissed the top of her head. "We're going to make it happen." Their son Benji crashed through the front door, backpack trailing behind him. 10 years old and already too tall for his jeans. He looked at his parents and wrinkled his nose. "Are you guys being gross again?" Claire laughed and released Aaron. "Go wash your hands. Dinner's almost ready." "What are we having?" "Ramen." Benji's face fell. Again, Aaron confirmed. "But the good kind, with eggs." After Benji disappeared down the hallway, Claire turned back to Aaron. Her smile had dimmed slightly. "It won't always be like this," she said. "I know. We're building something real. Something that matters." Aaron nodded. He'd run the numbers a dozen times. Pure Haven had potential. Claire's products were good, genuinely good. People who tried them came back for more. The problem was scaling up, getting noticed, breaking through the noise of 1,000 other small brands trying to do the same thing. But Aaron knew how to build systems, how to manage inventory and track expenses and negotiate with suppliers. He'd learned that much in 7 years of corporate accounting. "I'll start calling manufacturers tomorrow," he said. "Get quotes for bulk ingredients. And we need to register the trademark officially. I looked into it last week. It's not expensive if we do it ourselves." Claire kissed his cheek. "See, this is why I need you." That night, after Benji had gone to bed and Claire had fallen asleep reviewing product formulas, Aaron sat at their kitchen table with a calculator and a stack of bills. The mortgage was due in 8 days. The car payment in 12. His final paycheck from Harrison would cover maybe half of what they needed. His phone buzzed. A text from his mother. "Me, Joe. Call me when you can. I worry about you." Aaron typed back. "Everything's fine, Ma. Talk soon." He set the phone down and returned to the bills. They make it work. They had to. The next 18 months blurred together into a rhythm of early mornings and late nights. Aaron converted their garage into a workspace. He installed metal shelving units and organized supplies by type and date. He built a simple website using a template and free hosting. He learned about SEO and social media algorithms and how to photograph products so they look professional. Claire handled production. She perfected her formulas, tested them on friends and family, adjusted ratios until each cream and serum felt exactly right. She had a gift for it, an instinct that Aaron respected even when he didn't fully understand it. They sold their first 100 units at a farmer's market downtown. Then a local boutique agreed to carry their products on consignment. Word spread slowly, quietly, one satisfied customer at a time. Aaron did everything else. Invoices, customer service emails, supplier negotiations, tax filings, packaging design, shipping logistics. He worked 16-hour days and didn't complain because this was the plan. This was what they'd agreed to. Money stayed tight. Some months they barely scraped by. Aaron sold his guitar and his coin collection. They canceled their streaming subscriptions and stopped eating out entirely. Benji wore hand-me-downs from his cousin. But Pure Haven grew. One evening, Aaron sat on the couch with his laptop balanced on his knees, responding to customer inquiries. Benji leaned against his shoulder, half asleep. "Dad." "Yeah, buddy." "When is Mom going to be home?" Aaron glanced at the clock. 9:30. Claire had left that morning for a meeting with a potential distributor and hadn't returned. Soon, Aaron said. She's always gone now. She's working hard. For us. Benji didn't respond. He just pressed closer to Aaron's side. When Claire finally came home past 11, she found them both asleep on the couch, laptop still glowing on Aaron's lap. Rosa Mendez had raised 3 children by herself after her husband died. She knew sacrifice. She knew what it looked like when someone gave too much and got too little back. She watched her son carefully during Sunday dinners at her small house in Northeast Portland. The way Aaron sat quietly while Claire talked about meetings and networking events. The way his shoulders had developed a permanent hunch from bending over spreadsheets and packaging boxes. The way he smiled at Claire was something that looked less like love and more like determination. Mijo, Rosa said one afternoon when Claire had gone to the bathroom and Benji was playing in the backyard. Don't lose yourself helping someone chase the wind. Aaron looked up from his phone, where he'd been reviewing supplier quotes. It's not the wind, Ma. It's her dream. And what about your dreams? This is my dream now. Rosa reached across the table and gripped his hand. Her fingers were strong, weathered from decades of housekeeping work. You always were the loyal one, she said softly. Even as a little boy, you'd give your brother your toys, your sister your dessert. You'd come home with bruises from defending other kids at school. Ma, I'm not saying don't be loyal, Mijo. I'm saying make sure the people you're loyal to deserve it. Aaron pulled his hand back gently. She deserves it. Rosa said nothing, but her eyes held a warning that Aaron couldn't quite read. Or maybe he could read it. Maybe he just didn't want to. The magazine feature changed everything. Portland Lifestyle ran a piece on local entrepreneurs, and somehow Claire's pitch had caught the editor's attention. They sent a photographer to the house. They interviewed Claire in their garage-turned-workshop, surrounded by bottles and jars of Pure Haven products. Aaron stayed out of the frame. He hadn't been asked to be in the photos, and Claire hadn't suggested it. The article ran in the March issue under the headline, From Kitchen to Commerce. One woman's journey to build a beauty empire. Orders exploded. The website crashed from traffic. Aaron spent 72 hours straight rebuilding it on better servers, setting up payment processing, configuring shipping automations. His eyes burned and his back ached, but he kept working because this was it. This was the breakthrough they'd been grinding toward for 2 years. Claire hired their first employee, then their second, then a consultant named Mason Porter who specialized in brand development for small businesses. Mason was 42, tall, with silver threading through his dark hair and the kind of easy smile that made people want to trust him. He wore expensive watches and drove a Tesla and talked about scaling and market positioning and strategic growth. Aaron sat in on their first meeting. Mason spread charts across their kitchen table and talked about Instagram engagement rates and influencer partnerships and pop-up retail experiences. You've done incredible work getting this far, Mason said, looking at Claire. But you're at a critical point. You can stay small and sustainable, or you can go big. Really big. I want big, Claire said immediately. Then we need to professionalize the brand. Better packaging. Professional photography. A real marketing budget. We don't have a big marketing budget, Aaron said. Mason glanced at him. It was the first time he'd acknowledged Aaron's presence. There are ways to get funding, Mason said. Small business loans. Investors. I have connections. After Mason left, Claire turned to Aaron with her eyes bright again. That same look she'd had when he'd signed his resignation letter. He's good, she said. He's expensive. We can afford him. We're making real money now. Aaron pulled up their accounts on his laptop. We're doing okay. But if we want to hire Mason and invest in all that other stuff, we need to be smart about it. I'm being smart. I'm thinking about the future. So am I. Claire's expression hardened slightly. Aaron, I know you've been doing all the back-end work, and I appreciate it. But this is the creative side, the strategy side. Let me handle it. Aaron closed his laptop. Okay. He walked outside to the garage and spent the next 3 hours organizing inventory. When he came back in, Claire was on the phone with Mason, laughing at something Aaron hadn't heard. The transformation happened gradually, then all at once. Claire started dressing differently. Blazers instead of old t-shirts. heeled boots instead of sneakers. She got her hair professionally styled and bought new glasses with designer frames. Image matters, she explained when Aaron noticed. If I want to be taken seriously, I need to look the part. She attended networking events. She posted constantly on social media, carefully curated photos of products and lifestyle shots that Mason helped her stage. She did podcast interviews and spoke on panels about female entrepreneurship. Pure Haven's revenue climbed. $50,000 in quarterly sales became $100,000, then $200,000. Aaron hired an accountant to help manage the books. He set up an LLC and made sure all the legal paperwork was filed correctly. He registered trademarks in both his and Claire's names. He negotiated better rates with suppliers and found more efficient shipping solutions. But when local news stations interviewed Claire, she talked about starting the business from nothing and working around the clock to make it succeed. She used the word I far more than we. Aaron watched one interview on his phone while packing orders in the garage. The reporter asked Claire about her support system. It's been challenging, Claire said, smiling into the camera, balancing motherhood and entrepreneurship. But I'm fortunate to have people who believe in my vision. People, not her husband, not Aaron specifically, just people. Aaron set his phone down and returned to packing boxes. Benji started asking questions Aaron didn't know how to answer. Why isn't Mom home for dinner anymore? She's busy making our life better. But she's never here. I know, buddy. Did I do something wrong? Aaron stopped what he was doing and knelt down to meet his son's eyes. No, you didn't do anything wrong. Mom's just working really hard right now. Do you think she still loves us? The question hit Aaron somewhere deep in his chest. He pulled Benji into a hug. Of course she does. She loves you so much. But late at night, when Claire finally came home and climbed into bed without saying hello, Aaron wondered if his son's question was more perceptive than he'd given him credit for. Aaron's sister Nina came by the house on a Saturday morning. She found Aaron in the garage, surrounded by boxes and shipping labels, while Benji sat in the corner playing on a tablet. When's the last time you slept? Nina asked. I sleep. You look terrible. Thanks. Nina picked up a jar of face cream and examined the label. This is Claire's company. It's our company. Right. Our company. So where is she? Networking event. On a Saturday morning? Aaron didn't respond. He printed another shipping label and affixed it to a box. Nina sat down on an overturned crate. She was 35, 5 years younger than Aaron, with the same dark eyes and stubborn jaw. She'd raised her daughter alone after her ex-husband bailed, and she'd developed a sharp eye for bullshit in the process. Aaron, I'm going to say something you probably don't want to hear. Don't. You're getting used. Nina, I've watched you for 2 years. You quit your job. You run this whole operation. You do everything except make the actual products. And Claire acts like she built this empire by herself. Aaron kept his eyes on the shipping label. It's complicated. It's not complicated. You're being erased. She's under a lot of pressure. The business is growing fast. She needs to present a certain image. An image that doesn't include you. Benji looked up from his tablet. Aaron caught his son's eye and forced a smile. Can we talk about this later? Aaron asked quietly. Nina stood. Fine. But when this falls apart, don't say I didn't warn you. After she left, Benji came over and leaned against Aaron's leg. Is Aunt Nina mad at Mom? No, buddy. She's just worried. About what? Aaron ruffled his son's hair. Nothing you need to worry about. But Aaron was starting to worry. Not about the business or the money or the long hours. He was worried about the way Claire looked at him now. Like he was useful. Like he was a tool she'd picked up and might eventually set down. Aaron found the receipt while reconciling the company credit card. A hotel charge from 3 weeks ago. The Sentinel downtown. $387 for one night. He pulled up Claire's calendar. She'd been in Portland that night. No travel. No business justification for a hotel room. The charge was on Mason Porter's card. A company card Aaron had helped set up and approve. Aaron sat very still at the kitchen table. Outside, rain hammered against the windows. Inside, the house was silent except for the refrigerator's hum. He could explain it away. Maybe there had been a late meeting. Maybe Mason had needed a place to stay. Maybe it was innocent. But Aaron had spent years analyzing numbers. He knew what patterns meant. He knew what anomalies indicated. He pulled up the credit card history and searched for more hotel charges. For more, spread out over the past 2 months. Always the same hotel. Always when Claire had supposedly been at networking events or brand meetings. Aaron closed his laptop. He waited until Benji was asleep. Claire came home at 10, her hair slightly messed, her lipstick faded. She set her purse on the counter and kicked off her boots. "Long day," she said. "I need to ask you something," Aaron said. She turned to look at him. Something in his voice must have registered because her expression shifted. "What? Are you cheating on me?" The words hung in the air between them. Claire's face went through several expressions in quick succession. Surprise. Defensiveness. Calculation. What are you talking about? Mason Porter. The Sentinel. For different times in the past 2 months. She crossed her arms. We had late meetings. It was easier to stay downtown than drive home. Both of you? In the same hotel. Separate rooms. The charges don't show separate rooms. Claire's jaw tightened. "Are you spying on me now? I'm managing the company finances. I saw the charges. So what? You're accusing me of something based on a hotel bill." Aaron stood up. "I'm asking you a direct question. Are you sleeping with Mason?" The silence stretched. Aaron watched his wife's face, looking for the truth in her micro-expressions. The way her eyes darted left. The way her throat moved when she swallowed. "Don't make this ugly, Aaron. Answer the question." "You've been holding me back," Claire said. Her voice had changed. Harder. Colder. "I'm finally becoming someone. I'm building something real. And all you can do is sit here with your spreadsheets and your suspicions. I've spent 2 years building this business with you. I gave up my career. I do everything. You do the boring parts. The paperwork. The logistics. Anyone could do what you do." Aaron felt something crack inside his chest. "Anyone. Mason sees my vision. He understands where this brand can go. You just want to stay small and safe. Is that a yes? Are you sleeping with him?" Claire grabbed her purse. "I'm staying at a hotel tonight. We'll talk when you're calmer." "Claire, we're done talking." She walked out. The door slammed. Aaron stood alone in the kitchen of the house they'd bought together, in the business they'd built together, and realized he'd been wrong about everything. The next week moved in slow motion. Claire stayed at Mason's apartment. She sent a single text. "I need space to think." Aaron took Benji to school and picked him up. He cooked meals. He ran the business operations like a machine, processing orders and managing inventory and responding to customer emails. He did all of it on autopilot while his mind worked through calculations. Rosa came over with groceries and found Aaron in the garage, staring at boxes. "Mijo." He turned. "Hi, Ma. Where's Claire?" "Gone." Rosa set down the groceries and hugged him. Aaron stood rigid in her arms, unable to cry, unable to process the full weight of what was happening. "I told you," Rosa whispered. "I told you to be careful." "I know. What are you going to do?" "I don't know yet." But that was a lie. Aaron knew exactly what he was going to do. He just needed to organize his thoughts, line up his evidence, make sure he had every piece documented. He called his old friend Leo Tran. They'd gone to college together. Leo had gone to law school. He specialized in business and family law now. They met at a coffee shop downtown. Leo listened while Aaron explained everything. The business, the betrayal, the hotel receipts. "Do you have proof of ownership?" Leo asked. "Every invoice, every supplier contract, every trademark registration. I put everything in both our names from the beginning." "Good. That's good. She's going to fight me. Probably. I don't care." Leo studied Aaron's face. "What do you want out of this?" "I want what's mine. I want my son. And I want her to know she didn't get away with it. That last part isn't legal advice." "I know." Leo pulled out a notepad. "Okay, let's get started." The divorce papers arrived on a Tuesday. Claire had filed first. She was claiming the business as her sole property, built through her effort and vision. She wanted full custody of Benji. She wanted the house. Aaron read through the filing with Leo sitting across from him. "She's claiming you were just an assistant," Leo said. "That your contribution was minimal." "I know. We can prove otherwise." "I know that too." Aaron signed his response papers. His counterclaim was simple and devastating. He owned 60% of Pure Haven through initial registration documents, funding receipts from his personal savings and trademark filings. He had records of every dollar spent, every supplier contract negotiated, every system built. Claire had created the products. Aaron had created the business. When Leo filed the response, Aaron moved into Nina's apartment with Benji. The house felt too empty anyway, too full of memories that now felt like lies. Benji asked questions Aaron tried to answer honestly. Are you and Mom getting divorced? Yes. Why? Because Mom made some choices that hurt our family. Did you make choices that hurt it too? Aaron looked at his son, 10 years old and already understanding that relationships failed for both sides. Maybe I did, Aaron said. Maybe I should have paid more attention to what was really happening. I don't want you guys to divorce. I know, buddy. I'm sorry. That night, Benji cried himself to sleep in Nina's spare room. Aaron sat on the floor beside the bed and listened to his son's breathing even out. When he finally stood up, his knees ached and his back protested. Nina was waiting in the kitchen. You okay? She asked. No. Good. You shouldn't be. Aaron poured himself water and leaned against the counter. I keep thinking about all the signs I missed. Or maybe didn't miss. Maybe just ignored. You loved her. I did. And now, Aaron drank his water. Now I'm going to make sure she doesn't get away with pretending I never existed. Nina smiled grimly. There's the Aaron I know. Claire's mother called Aaron 3 days after the divorce papers were filed. Her voice came through the phone sharp and accusatory. How could you do this to her? Aaron sat in Nina's living room, Benji at school, Nina at work. Do what exactly? Destroy her business. Destroy her reputation. She built that company from nothing. She built it with my help. You were support staff. She's the genius behind Pure Haven. Aaron closed his eyes. Is that what she told you? It's the truth. The truth is I left my career to make her dream possible. The truth is I spent 2 years handling every aspect of that business except mixing the products. The truth is your daughter cheated on me and then tried to erase me from the story. Silence. Men always claim credit for women's success, Claire's mother finally said. I'm not claiming credit. I'm claiming what I built. You're bitter because she outgrew you. Aaron hung up. Rosa took a different approach. She showed up at Nina's apartment with a pot of menudo and homemade tortillas. She set up in the kitchen like she owned the place and called for Benji. Venga, mijo. Come eat. Benji emerged from the spare room, homework scattered across the bed. He hugged his grandmother and sat at the small table. Where's her mother been? Rosa asked, ladling soup into a bowl. I don't know. She hasn't called. Rosa's expression hardened. She looked at Aaron. She hasn't called her son? Not since Monday, Aaron said. It was Friday. Rosa set down the ladle with more force than necessary. That woman. Ma, don't mommy. What kind of mother doesn't call her child for 4 days? Benji stared at his soup. Aaron sat down beside him and squeezed his shoulder. She's been busy, Aaron said, hating himself for making excuses. Too busy for her son? Rosa shook her head. I raised you better than that, mijo, and I thought she was better than this. After dinner, Rosa helped Benji with his homework while Aaron cleaned up. She found him in the kitchen, drying dishes. You're doing the right thing, she said quietly. Doesn't feel like it. It never does. But that woman destroyed your family. Don't let her destroy your future, too. Aaron set down the dish towel. I just want Benji to be okay. Benji will be okay, because you'll make sure he is. You're his father. You're the one who shows up. Rosa left an hour later. Before she went, she pulled Aaron aside. When Claire wants to see Benji, make her come here. Make her see what she walked away from. You think she'll try? Eventually, when the guilt gets too heavy. But weeks passed, and Claire didn't call. Didn't text. Didn't try to see her son. Meanwhile, Claire's Instagram told a different story. She posted constantly. Glamorous photos from restaurants downtown. Product shots with carefully staged backgrounds. Motivational quotes about resilience and reinvention. One post showed her and Mason at a rooftop bar, sunset behind them, drinks in hand. The caption read, "Grateful for partners who believe in the vision. Building something beautiful." The photo had 4,000 likes. Aaron showed it to Leo during one of their meetings. She's building a narrative Leo said. Successful businesswoman, thriving despite adversity, surrounded by support. While her son sits in my sister's apartment, wondering why his mother abandoned him. Document everything. Every missed call, every failed pickup, every day she doesn't try to contact Benji. For custody? For custody. Aaron pulled out his phone and started a new note. Day 1, no contact. Day 2, no contact. Day 3, no contact. The list grew longer. Pure Haven's revenue hit $2 million in annual sales. The number appeared in a Portland Business Journal article about emerging brands. Claire was featured prominently, photographed in a sleek office space Aaron had never seen. The article called her a self-made entrepreneur and beauty industry disruptor. Aaron's name didn't appear once. He read the article 3 times, each pass stoking the fire in his chest. Then he called Leo. I want to file for full custody. On what grounds? Abandonment. She hasn't contacted Benji in 3 weeks. She's posted 17 times on Instagram. She's been to 4 public events that I know of. But she can't pick up the phone and call her son. That'll work. I'll draw up the motion. Nina came home that evening and found Aaron at her kitchen table, laptop open, documents spread everywhere. You look focused, she said. I am. Good focused or scary focused? Both. She looked over his shoulder at the screen. Financial records, communication logs, photo evidence from Claire's social media. You're building a case, Nina said. I'm protecting my son. Same thing. Aaron rubbed his eyes. She's out there telling everyone she's this success story, this inspiration. Meanwhile, Benji asks me every night why his mom doesn't love him anymore. What do you tell him? That she does. That she's just confused right now. You're a better person than I am. No, I'm just his father. Scene 2, the legal war. The custody motion hit Claire like a bomb. Her lawyer called Leo, screaming about harassment and vindictiveness. Claire called Aaron directly for the first time in over a month. How dare you, she said. No greeting, just fury. How dare I what? Try to take my son from me. Aaron was in the parking lot of Benji's school, waiting for dismissal. Other parents clustered nearby, chatting and scrolling through phones. You haven't called him in 3 weeks, Aaron said quietly. You haven't texted. You haven't tried to see him. I've been busy building the business that you're trying to steal. The business we built together. And I'm not trying to take Benji from you. I'm trying to protect him from a mother who forgot he existed. You're poisoning him against me. I don't have to. You're doing that yourself. Claire's voice cracked. I'm his mother. Then act like it. Aaron hung up. His hands were shaking. He gripped the steering wheel and forced himself to breathe. The school bell rang. Kids poured out. Aaron spotted Benji and waved. His son jogged over and climbed into the car. Who were you talking to? Benji asked. No one important. The legal fight turned ugly fast. Claire's lawyer painted Aaron as controlling and manipulative. He'd trapped her in a marriage and now wanted to trap her in a business relationship. He was using their son as a weapon. Aaron's lawyer presented the evidence. Communication logs showing Claire's silence. Financial records proving Aaron's ownership stake. Witness statements from suppliers and contractors who'd worked primarily with Aaron. The depositions were brutal. Aaron sat across from Claire's lawyer and answered questions about his marriage, his parenting, his contributions to Pure Haven. Isn't it true that you resent your wife's success? The lawyer asked. No. Isn't it true that you're jealous of her relationship with Mason Porter? I'm angry that she had an affair. That's different from jealousy. You have no proof of an affair. Aaron's lawyer slid a folder across the table. Hotel receipts, text messages, calendar conflicts. We have plenty of proof. Claire's lawyer went pale. The financial audit began in April. A court-appointed accountant reviewed every transaction, every contract, every dollar that had moved through Pure Haven since its inception. Aaron provided everything requested. Clean records, organized files, clear documentation of his contributions. Claire provided chaos, missing receipts, vague explanations, and something else, something that made the accountant's eyebrows rise. There are irregular transfers, the accountant told both legal teams during a meeting. Money moving from Pure Haven accounts to a company called Porter Consulting. Significant amounts. That's Mason Porter's firm, Leo said. The consultant. The consultant who's been paid over $200,000 in the past 6 months, the accountant continued. But the services rendered aren't clearly documented. What does that mean? Claire asked. It means, Leo said, that Mason might have been stealing from your company. Claire's face went white. The investigation into Mason Porter took 3 weeks. Aaron watched from the sidelines as Claire's perfect life unraveled. Mason had been siphoning money through fake invoices and consulting fees. He'd been using Pure Haven as his personal bank account, while Claire had been too distracted by growth metrics and Instagram followers to notice. The money added up to nearly $400,000. Mason disappeared overnight. His apartment emptied. His phone disconnected. His lawyer issued a statement about misunderstandings and accounting errors. Claire showed up at Nina's apartment on a Tuesday evening. Aaron answered the door. She looked terrible. No makeup. Hair tied back. Old jacket he recognized from 3 years ago. Can we talk? She asked. About what? About everything. Aaron stepped outside and closed the door behind him. Benji's doing homework. This won't take long. Claire wrapped her arms around herself. I made mistakes. Multiple mistakes. Over many months. I know. Do you? Because from where I'm standing, you destroyed our family for a guy who was robbing you blind. You abandoned your son. You tried to steal the business I built. And now you want to talk. I didn't know about Mason. I didn't know he was. You didn't want to know. You were too busy playing the role of successful entrepreneur. Claire's eyes filled with tears. Please don't take everything from me. I'm not taking anything. I'm keeping what was always mine. Aaron, go home, Claire. I don't have a home. Mason had the lease on that apartment. He's gone. Aaron almost felt sympathy. Almost. Then he remembered Benji asking why his mother didn't love him. He remembered the hotel receipts, the Instagram posts, the magazine articles that erased his existence. That's not my problem, Aaron said. I'm still his mother. Then be his mother. Show up. Call him. Prove you care about something other than your brand. When can I see him? When the court says you can. Aaron went back inside and locked the door. Through the window, he watched Claire stand on the sidewalk for a long moment before walking away. The call came from Benji's school on a Monday afternoon. Aaron was at Nina's apartment, working through emails, when his phone buzzed. Mr. Mendez? This is Principal Garcia. Is Benji okay? He's fine, but we've had a situation. His mother was supposed to pick him up today. She never showed. This is the 3rd time in the past 2 weeks. Aaron grabbed his keys. I'm on my way. We left several messages for Mrs. Mendez. She hasn't returned our calls. She won't. I'll be there in 10 minutes. He found Benji in the office, sitting in a plastic chair, backpack on his lap. When his son saw him, relief flooded his face. Dad. Hey, buddy. They drove home in silence. Aaron's jaw ached from clenching. His hands gripped the steering wheel tight enough to hurt. Mom forgot again, Benji finally said. I know. Why does she keep forgetting? I don't know, Benji. Doesn't she love me? Aaron pulled the car over. They were 2 blocks from Nina's apartment. He turned to face his son. Your mother loves you, but she's not being a good mother right now. And that's not your fault. That's her fault. Do you understand? Benji nodded, but his eyes were wet. You didn't do anything wrong, Aaron said. This is about her choices, not about you. I want her to come back. I know you do. Can you make her come back? Aaron pulled Benji into a hug. No, buddy. I can't make her be the person we need her to be. That night, Aaron called his lawyer. I want full custody. Immediately. No more supervised visits. No more chances. She's done. I'll file the motion tomorrow, Leo said. This should do it. 3 days later, Claire showed up at Rosa's house. She was driving a new car, wearing new clothes. Her Instagram showed a recent post about new beginnings and rising from the ashes. Rosa answered the door. I want to see my son, Claire said. He's not here. Don't lie to me. Rosa stepped onto the porch and closed the door behind her. She was 64 years old and 5 feet 3 inches tall, but she drew herself up like a wall. You want to see your son? Then start acting like his mother. Not your brand. Not your image. His mother. I am his mother. No. You're a woman who gave birth to him. Being a mother means showing up. Being there. Putting him first. When's the last time you did any of that? Claire's facade cracked. I'm trying. Not hard enough. Please. I just want to talk to him. Rosa's voice softened slightly. Mija, I don't say this to be cruel, but you broke that boy's heart. You walked away from him. You forgot to pick him up from school 3 times. 3 times he sat in that office wondering if his mother loved him. I made mistakes. You made choices. Choices have consequences. Can I at least leave him a message? Rosa considered. Write him a letter. A real one. Not some Instagram post. Tell him what you're feeling. Tell him you're sorry. Tell him what you're going to do different. And maybe if he wants, he'll write back. Claire nodded. Tears streaked her face. And Claire? Come back when you're ready to be his mother. Not when you want to feel better about being a bad one. Rosa went inside. Claire stood on the porch for a long time before finally leaving. The mediation happened in May. Both sides sat in a conference room downtown, lawyers flanking them, a mediator at the head of the table. Aaron brought evidence. File boxes full of documentation. Supplier contracts with his signature. Trademark registrations listing both names but filed by him. Bank records showing his personal savings funding the initial business. Spreadsheets tracking every expense, every decision, every system he'd built. Claire brought emotion. She talked about her vision, her passion, her hard work creating products. The mediator listened to both sides. Then she asked a simple question. Who registered the business initially? I did, Aaron said. He slid a document across the table. Here's the LLC filing. My name is listed as majority owner. 60%. Claire has 40. Claire's lawyer grabbed the document. This can't be right. It's right, Leo said. We have the original filing. We have the payment receipt. Everything was done properly. Why would you register it with him as majority owner? The mediator asked Claire. Claire looked at Aaron. Because he told me it was safer that way. For taxes. It was safer, Aaron said. And it reflected the reality. I put in more capital. I built the infrastructure. I managed the finances. Majority ownership was fair. I created the products. And you own 40%. That's fair too. The mediator made notes. Mr. Mendez, you're claiming majority control of Pure Haven based on these documents? Yes. And you're seeking full custody of your son based on abandonment? Yes. Mrs. Mendez, do you dispute either claim? Claire's lawyer whispered in her ear. She shook her head. I don't dispute the ownership, Claire said quietly. I thought it was ours. Together. It is ours, Aaron said. Just not equally, because our contributions weren't equal. The mediation ended 3 hours later. Claire agreed to minority ownership. Aaron agreed to let her maintain a role in product development. She would get supervised visitation with Benji, working toward shared custody if she could prove consistency. As they left the building, Claire caught Aaron's arm. Mason left me when the fraud came out, she said. He took everything. I know. I have nothing. You have 40% of a successful company. That's more than nothing. I meant I have no one. Aaron pulled his arm free. You had someone. You had a family. You threw it away. Aaron, please. Enjoy your new beginning, Claire. He walked away without looking back. Aaron moved out of Nina's apartment in June. He found a small house in southeast Portland, 3 bedrooms, fenced yard. Nothing fancy, but it was theirs. Benji got his own room. Aaron set it up with the boys' input. Blue walls, posters of soccer players, a desk for homework. This is ours, Benji asked. This is ours. Not mom's. Not mom's. Benji walked through the house, touching walls like he needed to confirm they were real. Can I invite friends over? Whenever you want. And we're staying here? We're not leaving. Aaron knelt down. We're staying here. This is home now. That night, Aaron cooked dinner. Real dinner, not ramen. Chicken and vegetables and rice. They ate at the kitchen table, just the 2 of them, and Benji talked about school and soccer and a girl named Emma who sat next to him in math class. It felt normal. Almost. Pure Haven needed restructuring. Mason's theft had left holes in the finances. Claire's spending had been reckless. The company was profitable but unstable. Aaron brought in Nina to help. She'd been managing a small marketing firm for years. She knew branding and operations and how to cut through nonsense. This is a mess, she said after reviewing the books. I know, but it's fixable. You got good products, good customers. You just need to stabilize the back end. They spent 3 months cleaning up, canceling unnecessary expenses, renegotiating contracts, streamlining operations. Aaron moved Pure Haven out of the house and into a small commercial space. He hired 2 employees to handle production and shipping. Claire came to the office once. She looked around at the new setup, at Nina working at a desk, at the employees Aaron had hired. You changed everything, she said. I improved everything, Aaron corrected. Where do I fit in this? Product development. That's what you're good at. Create new formulas. Test them. Let me know what you need to produce them. That's your role. That's all. That's enough. Claire left without arguing. Slowly, Pure Haven stabilized. Revenue remained strong. Costs came under control. Aaron rebranded slightly, emphasizing quality and authenticity over flashy marketing. The Instagram account changed. Fewer glamour shots, more behind-the-scenes content, photos of the actual production process. Aaron even posted occasionally, explaining the business side in simple terms. People responded. The comments filled with appreciation for the transparency. Sales stayed steady. One evening, Aaron sat at his desk in the new office, reviewing quarterly numbers. Nina came over with coffee. We're going to be okay, she said. I know. You did this. You saved it. We did this. Nina smiled. Fine. We did this. But you're the one who refused to give up. Aaron looked at the spreadsheet. Pure Haven was projected to hit $2.5 million in revenue this year. Not explosive growth, but sustainable, real. I just wanted to prove she didn't build this alone, Aaron said. You proved it. Did I? Look around. The company's running better than it ever did. You're raising your son. You're not broken. That's the proof. Aaron closed his laptop. I don't feel victorious. Good victories rarely do. They just feel like survival. The rain started just after sunset. One of those Portland rains that felt like it might never stop. Aaron was at home, helping Benji with a book report when the doorbell rang. He answered it and found Claire on his porch. She was soaked, hair plastered to her head, jacket dripping. She looked smaller somehow, diminished. Can I come in? She asked. Aaron hesitated, then stepped aside. Claire walked into the living room. She saw Benji at the dining table and waved. Benji waved back uncertainly. Finish your work, Aaron told his son. Then to Claire, kitchen. They stood on opposite sides of the counter. Aaron didn't offer her a towel or a seat. What do you want? He asked. I wanted to talk. To explain. You've had months to explain. I know. I wasn't ready. And now you are. Claire wrapped her arms around herself. I've been seeing a therapist. Twice a week. She's helping me understand what happened. Why I made the choices I made. What did she say? That I was terrified. That the business growing so fast scared me. That I felt like I had to become someone else to deserve success. That I pushed you away because you reminded me of who I really was. Aaron said nothing. I thought success would make me happy, Claire continued. I thought if I could just be important enough, respected enough, seen enough, then I'd finally feel good about myself. But it was just noise. All of it. And underneath, I was still the same scared person I'd always been. So you cheated. You abandoned your son. You tried to steal what I built. I know. Do you? Because from where I'm standing, you're just making excuses. I'm not making excuses. I'm trying to explain. I don't care why you did it, Aaron said. His voice was quiet but sharp. I care what you did. You destroyed our family. You hurt our son. You tried to erase me like I never mattered. Claire's face crumpled. I know. I know I did. And I can't take it back. I wish I could, but I can't. So why are you here? Because I need you to know I'm sorry. I need you to know that I understand what I did wrong. And I need you to forgive me. The words hung between them. Outside, rain hammered the roof. Inside, the house was silent except for the refrigerator's hum and Benji's pencil scratching paper. Aaron looked at his wife. Ex-wife soon. The woman he'd loved. The woman he'd sacrificed for. The woman who'd thrown it all away. No, he said. What? No. I'm not forgiving you. Aaron, you made your choices, Claire. You chose Mason over our family. You chose your image over your son. You chose to lie and cheat and steal. Those were your choices. And I'm choosing not to forgive them. But I'm apologizing. I heard your apology. I reject it. Claire's eyes widened. You can't just. I can. And I am. Aaron leaned forward. You want forgiveness because it'll make you feel better. Because it'll let you pretend you're not the person who did those things. But I'm not giving you that. So what? You're just going to hate me forever? No. I'm going to be indifferent to you forever. You'll be Benji's mother. We'll communicate about his needs. We'll split holidays and handle logistics. But that's all. There's no forgiveness. No friendship. No redemption arc. That's cruel. That's consequence. Claire stood there, dripping rain onto his floor, looking lost. What about Benji? What about him? Don't turn him against me. I won't have to. He's smart. He'll figure out who you are all on his own. I'm trying to be better. Then be better. Show up for him. Be consistent. Prove you've changed. But don't expect me to help you feel good about it. Claire moved toward the door. She stopped with her hand on the knob. I loved you, she said softly. I know you did. That's what makes this worse. What do you mean? Aaron met her eyes. If you'd never loved me, then I could understand. But you did love me, and you destroyed us anyway. That's not something I can forgive. Claire left. The door closed. Aaron stood in his kitchen, listening to the rain, feeling nothing except a strange sense of peace. Benji appeared in the doorway. Was that Mom? Yeah. What did she want? To say sorry. Did you forgive her? Aaron looked at his son. No, buddy. I didn't. Why not? Because some things don't get forgiven. They just get remembered. Benji nodded like that made sense. Can I have a snack? Sure. Life moved on. A year passed. Seasons changed. Pure Haven grew steadily under Aaron's management. Nothing explosive, just consistent, sustainable growth. The kind that lasted. Aaron hired 3 more employees. He gave Nina a partnership stake. He invested in better equipment and expanded the product line carefully, testing each new formula thoroughly. Benji thrived. He made the school soccer team. His grades improved. He had friends over regularly, and the house filled with noise and laughter. Claire maintained her visitation schedule. She showed up on time. She took Benji to movies and museums and restaurants. Slowly, carefully, she rebuilt trust with her son. But she and Aaron rarely spoke beyond logistics. He was cordial but distant, professional but cold. Rosa came for dinner every Sunday. She watched Aaron work in the kitchen, preparing meals with Benji's help, and smiled. You did good, Mijo, she said one evening. I just survived. That's all anyone can do. Portland Business Journal called in March. They wanted to do a follow-up on Pure Haven's success. The reporter asked if Aaron wanted to be interviewed. We're calling it the comeback story of the year, the reporter said. I'll pass, Aaron replied. Really? Your ex-wife was featured before. Don't you want to tell your side? No one needs to know who built it. They'll see it in the work. The article ran anyway, but it was smaller, less flashy. It mentioned the divorce and ownership change, but focused mainly on the product quality and business stability. Aaron read it once and filed it away. One Saturday afternoon, Aaron was in the garage with Benji, teaching him how to change a tire. His phone buzzed. A text from Claire. Thank you for letting me see him regularly. I know I don't deserve it. Aaron read the message twice. Then he typed back. You're his mother. He deserves to know you. That was all. No forgiveness. No warmth. Just fact. Claire didn't respond. Summer came. Aaron sat on his back porch one evening, watching Benji play soccer in the yard with neighborhood kids. The sun hung low and golden. The air smelled like cut grass. Nina came by with beer and sat beside him. You look peaceful, she said. I'm peaceful. That's different from happy. I know. They drank in comfortable silence, watching the kids play. Do you think you'll ever forgive her? Nina asked. No, never, never. She showed me who she really was. I believe her. That's harsh. That's honest. Nina nodded. Fair enough. A kid scored a goal. Benji cheered. Aaron smiled. I don't need to forgive her to move on, Aaron said. I just needed to stop letting her control the narrative. And have you? Yeah, I have. The sun set. The kids kept playing. Aaron finished his beer and stood. I should start dinner. Need help? Always. They went inside. The house smelled like home. Benji came running in sweaty and laughing. Aaron ruffled his hair and pointed him toward the shower. This was victory. Not triumph, not vindication, just life. Steady, real, his. Claire lived in an apartment across town. She posted occasionally on Instagram, but the glamour was gone. She worked part-time at Pure Haven under Aaron's management. She saw Benji twice a week and every other weekend. She'd lost the spotlight, lost the narrative, lost the story she'd tried to tell about herself. Aaron hadn't destroyed her. He just stopped helping her build the illusion. And that, he realized, was the only revenge that mattered. Living well, living honestly, living without her shadow. Years would pass. Benji would grow up. The business would continue. Life would move forward in its ordinary, extraordinary way. But Aaron would never forgive, never forget, never pretend it hadn't happened. Some people believe forgiveness was freedom. Aaron believed truth was freedom. And the truth was simple. Claire had made her choices. Aaron had made his. They would both live with the consequences. He could accept that. He could even find peace in it. But he would never, ever forgive.